Point After, following the game on Channel 2, your 49ers station.
These two quarterbacks took severe hits during the preseason, resulting in concussions, and you can believe that Brett Favre and Chris Miller are hoping that emphasis on old rules will help to protect quarterbacks. Welcome back to Fox NFL Sunday. With the concern about the number of serious injuries, including career-threatening concussions, the league office has decided to step up its effort to protect a valued commodity, the quarterback. Now, our valued quarterback is a guy who survived many years without special handling. Although some of the effects are still obvious. Professor Bradshaw, of course, I'm talking about. Howie and Terry over on Fox Field. Will the rule emphasis make any difference at all?
Thank you, JB. Ball, George. Special handling. There has been a clarification of a personal foul rule. Rule is number 12, section 2. Now, what it states is, as a quarterback, I'm the quarterback standing in a pocket. Howie, a defensive lineman, can no longer come in. Last year, he could hit me with the crown of the helmet. He would get 15-yard penalty. Now they've just moved it down. Now the strike zone is even lower, Howie. This year, what they're saying on the clarification of the rule is it's the hairline. So it would be right along here. Any part of this back with this helmet, and you hit me in the head or above the shoulder, either any receiver, running back, anybody that is in a vulnerable position, they're going to throw a 15-yard penalty on you, Howie.
Or if you strike here, you're fine. You see what you hit, that's what they're looking for. But if you come up and hit the head. Now, on the back of the helmet, there's a disclaimer. It says, do not use this helmet to butt, ram, or spear an opposing player, or with the intent to do harm. Now, I talked to John Tierling, defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, and his philosophy is now, essentially, they've given us a strike zone. Strike zone on the quarterback is going to be from here to here. They're not even going to put their hands up to try to bat down balls. They're going right for the legs. And if you talk to the quarterbacks I spoke to a man, they said exactly what you said. They'd rather get hit in the head than in the knee.
But you cannot use the crown of the helmet, any part of the helmet now, though, Howie, to hit me in the knee. So they say it's the intent to do bodily harm. How do you get away from the intent?
I take this bad boy, slide it over about 4 inches, hit you with the shoulder.
Still got a knee gone. I'll see you at the hospital, JB. Back to you. We didn't smile a bit.
Terry spends every Saturday night in the hospital before the show. Folks, speaking of defense, Philadelphia has as its new head coach a man who understands it quite well and will now try to take advantage of that knowledge today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ray Rhodes, formerly the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, brings the West Coast offense with him to Philadelphia, an offense which Randall Cunningham is still working to master. One guy who should definitely benefit from that offense is the Eagles' newly acquired running back, Ricky Waters, who enjoyed great success with it while playing for the 49ers. And with more on Waters, we take you now live to Pittsburgh, site of today's Lions-Steelers game where Pam Oliver is standing by. And Pam, I must admit, first of all, Jimmy Johnson told me that you and Ricky Waters had gotten married over the weekend. That's why I said Pam Waters earlier.
Oh, yeah, right. I only
right.
interviewed the guy. I haven't married him, for heaven's sakes, JB.
Well, speaking of marriage, Pam, how has the Philadelphia-Ricky Waters marriage been like? What's it been like so far?
I think Ricky in Philadelphia is just a much better fit, JB, for a number of reasons. First of all, he's in a place where he finally feels appreciated, where he can go out and be himself. He is out of the shadows of all of those 49er superstars. And yeah, in Philly, he is the big fish with a grand opportunity to showcase his many talents.
Raise up, get out of my bed. It seems that we have a problem.
You are listening to Ricky Waters Rap. But there's another kind of rap in Waters' life. It goes something like this. While a super all-purpose back for the 49ers, Ricky was all about Ricky. And that made him a disruptive force in the huddle. It's a portrait Waters hints reeks of a smear campaign he believes was spread by the 49ers front office.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past them. I just wouldn't. Not that that's the 49ers way, but that's just football and big business. Back there, I always felt like I was being talked down to. It's like I was the kid.
Was that because you were so different than everyone in the organization?
I was going to accept that as the case until Dion came there. You know what I mean? And then William Floyd came there, and it was like, oh, they brought new life into the team. I was here first, and I was doing those same things, and it was looked at as a terrible thing. And then they came there, and then it was a good thing.
I want to ask you a few very specific questions. First of all, are you selfish?
Of course not.
Are you egotistical?
Of course not.
Are you committed 100%?
Without a doubt.
Do you need all the attention?
No, I don't. I'm never going to get all the attention anyway.
The Eagles know about Ricky's antics and his always wanting to get the ball, but to this, his new team offers a collective shrug.
That's how running backs are. He brought his image, a gung-ho image, which I think that I haven't provided for the team. So I was kind of looking forward to that. I think, I had a talk with Steve Young. He said sometimes you just got to calm Ricky down because he gets fired up. We need some of that.
If I'm a coach, I want a guy on my team that wants the ball, that wants to make plays.
So a lot of backs in this league that gets a chance to run the football a lot more than Ricky. The Emmitt Smith, the Barry Sanders. Ricky, we want people to know that he can run the football just as effective as those guys.
Can he?
I think he can.
Will he?
Well, he's going to get the opportunity.
In Philadelphia, so far, so good, except perhaps on the sartorial side.
Like the outfit. Very nice. Where's the rest of it?
Oh, that's that West Coast flavor that I'm bringing to the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? With the shoes and the shorts there.
Given the way the Eagles' 94 season ended, listless and winless, Waters seems to be a breath of fresh air. There may be a rap hanging over him, but he handles it like a song.
Because they're not quick enough, but sick enough to oppose lyrically.
For those of you who are rap impaired, here's a loose translation.
Because I know that I have skills that need to be used, and if I got the talent, I might as well use it.
Waters' arrival should also serve another purpose, and that's to take some of the pressure off of Randall Cunningham, who tends to be the lightning rod when things go wrong in Philadelphia. Now, if the Eagles get off to a slow start, there will be plenty of heat to go around. Of course, I'm here at the Lions-Steelers game, and I'll be on the sidelines updating you on all of the injuries that we talked about earlier. Back to you, JB.
All right, Pam, and we will be checking back with you throughout the day. Thank you very much, Pam. Oliver. All right, let me turn to the guys here in the studio. Ricky Waters clearly brings a very hyperactive personality to Philadelphia. Is, in fact, he going to be as good there as well as Cunningham? Will he master the West Coast offense?
I don't think he'll be quite as effective running the ball as maybe he was in San Francisco because I think their pass set up the run. Charlie Garner is the best pure running back on that football team right now. Ricky Waters is a bigger play potential guy coming out of the backfield. Look for them to stay basic today. Keep it simple for Randall. Tampa Bay shows 2 or 3 coverages, a couple of simple blitzes. They're going to try to move the chains, resist the temptation, go over the top.
All right, Pam Oliver mentioned she's at the Lions-Steelers game. What about Detroit's game plan against Pittsburgh? A strong secondary for Pittsburgh still.
Yeah, one of the things that the Lions are concerned about, they don't think they can throw the football on the Steelers unless they go 2 tight ends. And if they're going to throw to the wide receivers, Jimmy and Howie, they are going to motion them because they don't think they can get off the line of scrimmage unless they motion them. They're going to send one to the seam, and they've told their quarterback, Mitchell, stare the seam down, and then you can throw out routes on Woodson because Woodson likes to peek in the backfield, and that's how they feel like they can throw the football.
Terry, on the other side of the ball, Detroit went back to the old files to get their defensive game plan against the Steelers. When John Terlink was the defensive line coach for Minnesota, they played Pittsburgh in 1992, held them to 3 points. What they'll do, they'll take their defensive linemen, they're going to slant them inside to get some penetration against the passing game and the rushing game. Pittsburgh will counter with Pegram, try to get the ball outside.
You said you've always believed in going at the best cornerback. Go right at him.
Yeah, if you got a burglar in the house, go get him.
Ooh, burglar. Okay, with that, we will move right along, folks. We've still got plenty more to come. A burglar. I'm not sure that I understand that one. We'll hear from John Madden getting the fans' perspective on the start of the season. And I'll get an opportunity to go one-on-one with the best receiver in the league. The 49ers, Jerry Rice. He's at the top of his game, and folks, he says he is not about to slow down.
I don't feel like I'm at the peak of my game right now. There's always room for improvement, and I think as long as you leave that door open, you're going to get better.
And there is the master craftsman who will be looking to extend his consecutive games with the reception streak to 144. That's right, the leader among active receivers in that category in the league.